am back with another video about misophonia. So I'm gonna try to do it every day. It's important to me because this is it's a struggle. It's really difficult to live this way, and the people who love you, it's difficult for them to understand what's going on inside of your body. Even the ones who love you and want to help, they don't really know how. And so I'm believing that through all of the communication that we have going on and all of the studies and all that are taking place, that we can help each other through this, us and the people who care about us. You know, we got friends who really want to be there for us, or friends who have no idea that we're really going through this, or they're like, oh, she just don't like it. Like, they don't know that you're really being tortured. You feel this excruciating pain. They don't know that you feel this urge to run away, or this immediate feeling of hatred. Like, it's like I think rage would be a better word, because like, you don't hate them, you're so, like, you feel angry, like overly angry, you know. And so what I want to talk about today is social environments, because I'm gonna go to a track meet today. Now, I tried a track meet last week. I did one track meet, and then my baby boy had a birthday, so I went to both of those. Now, it's a lot of people around. We went to Urban Air, and so there's a lot of people at both settings. So then they were one day apart. The track meet came first, and I forgot my headphones, so I was tortured the whole time, right? And I have to, like, zone in and, like, kind of like accept my fate if I'm able to stay. If I'm able to, like, the only way that I can make it through that day is to just kind of accept the fate of, I'm gonna be kind of electrocuted all day. Like, I'm gonna, you know, or maybe not the whole time, but that social anxiety where it's like this fear. It's not like I'm afraid of spiders kind of fear. It's more like the amygdala in our brain that's the part of our brain that's like alert to protect you. It's like there's danger near, you know, and it starts preparing you. So you already slip into this part of your brain where all your emotions are heightened, where the fight or flight is triggered, you know, and your thinking, your rational thinking is already switched off, right? And so you're in this zone of your body where you're not able to think clearly, you know. You're in full fight or flight mode, you know. Your pupils, they get dilated. People don't really know this stuff. I've just been researching it because I refuse to live the rest of my life being tortured like this. There's got to be some things that I can do to make it easier, and I'm finding some things. But your pupils dilate, so you're more focused, right? And I'm people think, oh, she's so serious all the time. You know what? I cannot help it. I'm like hyper focused most of the day because of misophonia. You know, I don't want to be this way. And then so it's not just your focus is enhanced. Like, everything is enhanced, right? So we have this thing called the vagus nerve. It goes from your brain all the way to your intestines, and it's I think it's the biggest nerve of the body. And that vagus nerve, it affects all of the things in our brain. It affects your heart rate, so your heart rate starts speeding up, right? And then it goes all the way to your gut, so you can have heart palpitations or whatnot. I guess that's how you say it. And you could have anything. I'm gonna get a little gross for a second. You can have diarrhea. You can have IBS is one that a lot of people that deal with these the fight or flight all the time, they begin to experience a lot of times IBS. And that's irritable bowel syndrome, right? And so you could have diarrhea, you could have constipation, you could have the bubble guts, you know, you could have just this discomfort, you could have nausea, you could have vomiting, you know, and panic attacks. You know, there's so many things that can come from your vagus nerve being affected. And when we struggle, I hate to say I have it, like I have misophonia, like I don't want to label myself, but when I like to say we struggle with it, right? We fight it because it's a battle every day. And I don't want to be the victim, but this is really torturous. So I want to be real with the situation, you know, be aware. And I want to solve a problem. I'm a problem solver. Like I say, I'm hyper focused all day. I'm a problem solver. And so I want to dedicate a lot of my energy to this instead of everything else that I normally dedicate it to, because there is a solution, and we are not a lost cause. And, you know, giving up on relationships It's not the answer. There's a better way. So we're gonna try information. We're gonna try awareness. We're gonna try, to find a solution. And so when we're in social settings, think about all of those things that are going on inside of our body. So for me, that pain, I feel literal pain in my body. I can literally feel like something shooting through if I'm there constantly around the noise. So today is the track meet, and I'm gonna be there. I set a goal for an hour, and then if I can stay then for 2 hours, and I do that. But like, I listen to my body. Last time I forgot my headphones. Oh my God, it was there were people, they were smacking, they were sniffing, and there were people's voices that would trigger it. Like, you don't know what's gonna trigger it. I'm still learning. I got new triggers. I'm like, oh, that never bothered me before. Where'd that come from? Got a new trigger. Okay. And it, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. But what I did was I went to both of those back to back, and my whole system, it got overloaded to where I got stuck in that where that amygdala fires off this warning, and your system is like kind of short circuited, and your fight or flight is on high. When I do too much, like I said, I know some people think, oh, you could do exposure therapy. I've tried exposure therapy, and a lot of people that battle this same thing, they've tried exposure therapy. And what I find is that being around it more, forcing myself to deal with it more, makes it worse. And then I grow new triggers, right? And then it goes from not just hearing the noise, then sights, certain things that I see begin to trigger the same reaction within me, right? Like for me, it could be, circles and pomegranates and stuff like that. Like, it'll start to trigger me, or things that didn't sound bothersome before, that didn't make me feel that way before, they begin to trigger me too. It's like being around it longer, I've learned that can create a worse situation for me. But what I didn't really understand, that I just learned through this trial period last week, was that doing too much back to back, right? And then doing too much overall, being exposed to the noise too much. Like, I had this system overload, and then I couldn't regulate. And so for the next couple days after that, I had to recover. My system was like a computer that was overwired. Like, if you put too many apps on your phone, it's all for me, it's overstimulation. But if think about a computer that you put too many things on it, and it's like frozen, it's like short circuiting, like it's not doing what it's supposed to do. The apps don't function properly. And so I had to get away from everybody. And I've been there before. I just didn't really understand it. I wasn't really focusing and paying attention to try to figure out how it happened, how to fix it, and like, I guess what went wrong, so I've been there before. And what I normally do is get away from everybody, and then I soothe myself with, I know white noise is good for me. But my son, he's just turned 8. He hates the white noise. I thought that was something that all people with misophonia would love. He hates it. He doesn't like the sound of the ocean. He doesn't like it. It triggers him strangely. Isn't that something? I'm thinking it's hereditary, so what's going to help me? It's going to help him. No, it's completely separate issues, completely separate systems. My system likes this. It soothes my system, and his, it triggers it. So we found sounds that he likes, and then I get him his headphones. But if we stay around it too long, and if you forget your headphones, sometimes it's better to just leave. But my niece was running. I got 2 nieces that are running track. I was like, I'm gonna stay. So today is gonna be another trial period. I'm gonna try it again today. I'm not gonna do too much. I stayed up late last night, which is another thing. When we overload the system with tiredness, like if we're tired, it's our system is more sensitive. So we need to get sleep before these things. But too late. I already done it. I was up all night. I went to sleep at 2 o'clock this morning. So today I'm gonna give a trial period and see how it works with the new things that I'm trying, and then I'll let y'all know how it went. Gonna be just a track meet today, and off of no sleep, or little sleep. So I'll let y'all know.